going on, guys? Triangle of Truth here, and we are here to talk about Crisis on Infinite Earths. We just got done watching the first 3 episodes, all back to back to back, and we've got a lot we want to say. We have so many questions. We want answers. So I will open it up to Jay and Jenna to see who wants to go first, and let's get it rolling.
In the words of Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, I don't need sleep, I need answers. I'm supposed to wait another month for the next 2 episodes. Oh my god, it was so good, guys. I mean, it brought in some of my favorite characters. It brought everybody in. Like, the opening sequence itself even showed a scene from Titans from the DC universe. Yes, the amazing. I can't even describe to you how so happy I am, because I love Black Lightning. He's one of my favorite TV show characters right now, right after Flash, and so it was really cool to see that he got brought in the 3rd episode. It was, I don't need sleep, I need answers. I mean, by the way, there's gonna be lots of spoilers.
Yeah, if you do not want spoilers for this, we're going to tell you, you get 5 seconds to turn this video off. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we're going to roll with spoilers. So Jay, yes, let's go on with you. Is there any cameos, anything that you want to talk about that you just went geeked out over?
Let me tell you about my favorite cameo. I know a lot of people hated on it. I loved it, and that was Tom Welling and Erica Durance back as Lois and Clark. I was so excited to see him. People were upset because he didn't have his powers and all that other stuff, but when I first saw him and he was wearing gloves, I was like, I bet you they're making him the Superman from a story called Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, where Clark gave up his powers to have a family with Lois. The banter between him and the John Cryer Lex Luthor is spot on. It's so great. There's a part where Tom's just like, or that Clark, I'm sorry, is just like, yeah, I didn't miss these talks. And when he goes to turn his back, Lex goes to take a swing. He catches his hand and says, "Still stronger than you." Oh, it was so great. And Erica Durance, I knew that they'd be able to get her to come back because she plays, I can't remember the mother's name right now, but she's Supergirl's mother now on Supergirl. So just seeing her and Tom again, and learning that from Smallville, the show, till now, they've got 2 little girls. Clark has no powers. They rebought the farm. I haven't kept up with the Smallville comic, but the only thing that I think that was missing from this scene, and it's not anything too big, I already read what happened, but Michael Rosenbaum's Lex. Something with him would have been great in this scene, but just having the 2 of them, and it was just, they're just cameos. It was fan service cameos. I wasn't expecting a whole lot about it, but I was really happy with what I saw.
I did really like how he mentioned Lex, oh, the president's in town?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. So nonchalant, he didn't care.
Oh, just rolling his eyes in sarcasm, yeah, I don't,
Because if anybody who watched Smallville remembers, in the the series finale, they time jumped to 2018 and Lex becomes president, and this is 2019, so it's only his first year of presidency.
It was like a perfect continuation.
I thought that was a really nice touch. My second favorite one, and it was only for a split second, was they had the original Robin, Dick Grayson himself, Burt Ward.
And he gave such a great
perfect line. And that was in the very first episode, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was within the first few minutes.
It was super great. And then,
And I think, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I think the dog that he was walking was Ace the Bat Hound.
Oh, I think it was supposed to be.
I'm pretty sure that's who it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
The cameos were amazing, though.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh,
I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
I think another one that caught me off guard, but I really enjoyed it, was the Lucifer cameo.
Yes!
I thought that was actually really well, how him and Constantine interacted. And God, I hope that you're 1 in 1 bazillionth thing might happen because Constantine seems to be the one that binds everything.
Everybody, yeah, definitely.
Not Flash, but
Yeah.
Constantine knows everybody.
From all the different, and I really wasn't sure they were going to be able to get Lucifer in the show because it was sent over to Netflix for the last season.
Right.
So I knew it was CW the first few seasons. And it's a great show. Everybody should definitely give it a try. But since Fox, I'm sorry. But since it was, bought by Netflix and this last season was put on Netflix, I wasn't sure if they were gonna.
Well, I
Be
think
able to
it's
put the whole
because
thing
I think
together.
it's because he's still a DC property. That
Yeah.
version of Lucifer is, and the actor Tom Ellis, I believe his name is. He had already said, "Nah, there's no way that I'm gonna."
He
get
was
the
throwing
crossover."
us off the scent.
Man, he
You got us good,
yeah,
sir.
he made it
You got us.
abundantly clear he wasn't gonna be in this, so it was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Sean, what other cameo was just like one of your favorites?
A cameo? God. I can't even really. I think we've covered all.
All of our favorites, at least, yeah.
Well, no, I'm thinking we've covered them all that I can.
Oh,
think
almost
of
all
All
of
of
them.
them, almost. Oh, Kevin.
Who?
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy
Oh, yeah.
was a good one. It was nice to see him. It was nice to hear him do the old man Batman voice.
Yeah, definitely. Because
You
watching
can-
him in the TV series is so great.
I'm gonna call this a cameo. I don't give a flying whatever if anybody disagrees with me, but Old Man Oliver
Oh.
in the future, that was a great
Yeah.
cameo to see that Oliver just kind of beaten down the way he was.
And it felt like great closure for him, too.
Yeah,
I was
he
really
got
glad
some
they
good
gave him
closure
something.
there. That was a great one between him and Sarah and whatnot. Other than that, I'm kind of drawing a blank.
It was so good that we're just mind blown. I spent at least half of the last episode in just like complete tears.
So, babe, what was your favorite cameos? She's gonna start crying again.
Because I know Jay's got one he keeps trying to get me to think, and I'm trying to get him to say it.
I'm sorry, but the Black Lightning one, like they zapped him out right as the planet ended, and he didn't get to see his daughter.
Yeah.
I've been watching the show for like.
Since it's been on.
Since it's been on, you're
Since
like
it's
the
been on.
resident Black Lightning person in this
Oh
house.
my god! Like, and then that awesome little like nod that they did with Diggle. That was
That was great.
And then the whole the other Flash guys.
That was great.
I'm
I think I
drawing
know
a
which
blank right
cameo
now
Jay's
because I'm trying not
having
to
me
like
refer to,
break
though.
down right now.
I think I figured it out.
Which one?
Are you trying to get me to talk about Kingdom Come Superman,
There's that.
which was
Oh.
so badass to
Oh,
see
it was
Brandon
so good.
come back and do that. Brandon, dude, no lie, you
Nailed it.
are freaking Superman when
Yeah,
you're in that
definitely.
Oh
scene.
yeah.
Man, Ray, you look bulked. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, let me just go ahead and say this then. They had Knox from 1989
Oh,
Batman.
yeah.
That's
okay.
right. That one
yeah,
was
they
cool.
did.
They
that
had
was a great nod right at the beginning.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it
they
was.
had Hawk and Jason Todd's Robin from Titans,
Yeah.
Yep.
and they had Huntress from
Oh,
Birds of Prey.
oh God,
Yep.
yes. Oh God,
All
yes.
of it very heartbreaking though, because the scenes.
Oracle, just talk to me.
Yeah, the scenes that you see them in is when the antimatter wave hits and their
Yeah.
universes are taken out.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Oh, I do have to say that premonition that Flash saw of like Iris just getting like that was spot on.
Yeah.
That was spot on. Oh, and how could I have so many questions? Like the way this last episode ended. So like Brandon Routh and like all of
The other heroes, the
the
Paragons.
the Paragons. Thank
Yeah.
you. Get over to the safe space. And he's like, I thought that Brandon Routh was dying for real. I was like, oh my god, what's happening? Like no, more tears. And there's like Lex, and he's like, oh, well, I fixed fate. And I'm like, oh, kill him. Kill
Yeah.
him.
She's been harping on that one.
Kill
So let's talk about another one that. Granted, Jenna got emotional when it happened, but for me and Jay, it's a really huge thing. But Oliver dying within the first 45 minutes.
The
of
first
this entire
episode.
thing.
Holy crap.
And then to see, I'm curious to see, because you know he didn't make that choice with Spectre
Yeah.
for no reason. I
Yeah,
think
he
that
had no
choice was
reason.
made,
Yeah.
and he's still going to pop up in some way, shape, or form in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, he's got to.
All the other universes are just like gone now.
I hope that gets fixed. I
It
think
needs
that'll
to get
fixed.
fixed.
They're gonna have at least
Black
one.
Lightning has to have his daughters back.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think, well, if it does, it's just gonna be one Earth. That's what Infinite Crisis was. It was all the multiverse collapsing to form
Okay,
one
cool.
Earth.
If you don't get his daughters, we're only halfway through the season though. Season 3, we're only halfway through
Yeah,
it. So there has to be like, I don't know if they're gonna finish Black Lightning season as just him figuring out his place in this world, or like
Well, there's a Black Lightning episode that has to do with Crisis.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah, I think we'll see the conclusion of that and everything. What else was there? There's so much going on in this, it wasn't even funny. I guess let's just talk about the scale of what we've seen here on TV.
Yeah.
I did not think ever that you would see something this big on TV.
Yeah.
You know, I always figured it would be
Like a movie.
either
Yeah.
animated, live action, but we're getting literally like a big
Or a
5 hour,
trilogy movie, yeah.
and we get this on TV, and I think that in and of itself speaks volumes.
Definitely.
You know, the weird thing to me, and it's not really weird, but it's kind of awesome. So it starts out with Supergirl, then you do Batwoman, and then Flash was the last one. You can't really tell the episodes apart.
You can't.
No.
I had to ask. I think it was the second episode. I was like, wait, which show is this one supposed to be from? He's like, I think.
They
Batwoman?
they meshed so well
Yeah.
that it looked like you could take any episode out of the Arrowverse and it was that show's episode.
Yeah.
It was just so well done.
Definitely.
My only thing so far that's kind of weird to me is it seems like the most interaction that Batwoman has with anybody, it's with Kara. And I understand it's because they're friends and everything, but I kind of wish that there'd be a little more interaction with the other folks on the show. That's about my only complaint I got so
I
far.
really think that's basically because Batwoman's only really trusts Supergirl, so she's sticking to her like really close. Okay, you know how like when you go like to a social gathering or something, and yeah, it's people you know, but you'd really try to stick to the person that you actually know.
Right,
I feel like that's
but-
what's happening
yeah,
right
but
now.
let's-
They're
let's-
not really like branching out as how they should be. in
The
this,
the crossover that she appeared in, though, for me, didn't do enough for the two of them to have that relationship to where she only trusts Supergirl.
She well, it was there at the end where they sat there and talked, and
I
Supergirl
know,
knew
but
her identity and knew that she
for
would
me.
never talk about
That's
it.
for me. Though.
Yeah.
It didn't
Okay.
feel to me like there was enough there for Supergirl's the only person I'm going to trust out of all these heroes that are risking their lives.
Yeah, and I can see that.
Yeah.
And when you really think about the first few crossovers, which really the big crossover began with Invasion.
That was good.
Even Oliver, as much as he didn't trust Kara, was still talking to her.
Yeah.
So, you know, but then again, it is Batman, or Batwoman, so to speak. So I guess I can see where that might happen, where they'll be sheltered, I guess is a word off from everybody else. So we'll see.
Splintered, yeah. I love how they are splintering off in different groups. Like the first group they splintered off with, they went and got I just blanked out his name. Excuse me, guys. They went to the Rider, and they found. Oh my God, he has the heat ray. What is wrong with me today?
Brandon Routh, Superman?
No, he has the heat ray.
Oh, he waved.
Rory.
Rory, thank you.
Nick
I even
Rory.
said it in the show. I was like, Rory. And then there he goes, shows up, and with the baby, like...
Wait, when you said
That was
Rory, you got to remember that the guy who played Rory on Doctor Who
Yeah,
was the
that
captain
was
on the
actually
ship.
the first one. I was like,
So-
oh, is it going to be Rory from Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Bring him
but
back.
it ended up being Mick Rory, so
Yeah,
she
so
was
it
still
still
right.
works. Rory is Rory. I love Doctor Who too. That was
It was
what
one
if
of those,
them
like,
showed up. That'd be so great.
When you think about it, and Marvel people are about to hate me here for a second, but when they did Avengers Endgame and they did the splinters of the groups, I felt that they did a better job with letting the story of each group kind of go a little better than they did in Endgame, because Endgame just felt rushed with the time travel part
it
of it.
did.
They
But I
did-
feel like they did a great job in this.
yeah,
in this
they
one,
they let certain moments breathe
Yeah.
and whatnot, and I totally commend them. The one great thing about all the CW shows is when they do a crossover, the writers literally all sit down for every show.
Yeah,
and
they all come
write it.
together.
It's not just a little here, a little there, which is, when you think about it, is weird because who's writing a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same people, but
I think that's also something else I really like that they do with it. Like, because usually, like, for movies, you have, like, those two people. You have two people write the whole thing. So usually when you see crossovers for, like, other shows and other things, you have, like, a certain writer that does that crossover. And what they did with this show is they had all the writers from all the shows get into a room and lock them in there.
Now, as much as I love most of these shows, I will have to say this. This is some of the best writing across all the shows that I've seen.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
some of these shows that I wish the writing was like this all the time.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. I totally agree with that. So,
Yeah, I've given up on one or two of the shows just because I couldn't watch anymore.
So which episode, which part of this crisis was one of y'all's favorite parts, or do y'all have a favorite part?
Like, do you mean like the episode as the whole?
Like,
or do you mean like the
Part
story?
1, Part 2, Part 3.
Oh, okay.
which one of those 3 episodes?
Yeah.
I enjoyed probably part 2 the most, and probably because, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I enjoyed Kingdom Come Superman and that getting discovered.
Yeah.
I love that. Plus the story of Kevin Conroy, to see
Oh God, yeah.
kind of that Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns mentality out of him.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I thought the storytelling in that episode was really, really great. Wow, my English is not so good.
We know English.
Uh,
I
so-
just gotta say mad props to Lucas on that. Nice six
Yeah.
pack. Nice six pack.
Right?
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
That wasn't weird. Oh no.
Okay. How about you?
Part 3.
Part
Part
three?
3 all the way just because it had. Well,
That-
not just because, but a main reason is because it brought in a character I thought that they should have had like the last 3 crossovers that they've done. Black Lightning. Broken record here also.
It's
one
the
of my
one
favorite
she
characters.
cried the most in, too.
Oh, I'm still like,
Very, very emotional.
I'm very
Yeah.
emotional because as soon as they saw him, he was like, Pariah was like, yeah, everybody's dead. And you just see every emotion flash across the actor's face, and you're just like, oh!
Yep. Now, me personally, I'm very split. I thought the first episode was really, really brave to kill off Oliver.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was just like, that shocked me. I was like, wait a second. Arrow still has 2 more episodes. Yet one of those episodes is going to be the backdoor pilot for Green Arrow and the Black Canaries. But then there's one more episode after that. And I was like, wow, they killed him off in the first part of this. Now, granted, with the Spectre thing, we don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 parts. Now, I'm torn between that one and the second episode. And mainly for the second episode, it's just Smallville was my show.
Yeah.
Smallville was the show that if it wouldn't have been for Smallville and how successful it was, I don't think we would have gotten an Arrow. And just seeing Tom and Eric on screen, that
was so
that
cool.
episode made it for me.
Yep.
Yeah. I know you guys can't see, but we actually have a whole shelf of every season.
Yeah, I have every
Yeah.
season of Smallville.
I think there was one time when we first started dating, and I got a little sick, and I spent a whole week in bed just watching every single
Good show. Check it out.
show.
It
It's
still holds up.
binge-worthy.
It still holds
It really
up.
does. It has moments, but it's
Even I've not
binge-worthy.
watched it all yet, so.
Oh, it's binge.
But I have sat down with Jay when he's felt nostalgic, and I'll sit down and watch a few episodes with him and whatnot.
Now I got one more question for y'all, and then I'll pass it off to one of y'all to start asking some questions. But I think I might know the answer to yours, and I might know the answer to yours, but
Well, what's the question so I may give you an
Hold on.
answer?
which death in all 3 parts like just got you? And it doesn't have to be a main character, it can be a planet, a cameo, whatever, but which one really, really got you?
Oh,
Babe, we'll go with you first.
in the very first episode, and they tricked me with this, so I was even crazy more emotional when I first watched it. It's Argon. Just all of Argon.
Argo?
Argo, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Argo City.
Because you see Clark and you see them, and they put the baby in the thing and they set the baby off. I was like, deja vu, they're gonna die. The baby's just gonna go off into the world. And then they just, all of them dead, and Kara's mom just Bro.
Now, just to put a pin in that for just a second, my question is why was Lois saved but not Car's mother?
Because Lois had a destiny to help Clark and everybody else do stuff. I mean, that's why they saved,
Maybe
all
that's
of them.
how they saved Kingdom Come Superman from Lex. Okay.
Exactly. Like, I believe the Monitor had a...
Answered my own question.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a circle here,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, normally we're a triangle, but we get to it. We get to it eventually. We get to the answer eventually. But I thought that was really hard because, like, you seriously thought that Supergirl just lost the rest of her family. For a full, like, good 5 minutes, you thought Clark and Lois were dead. And you thought this baby was just off again, having the same kind of, like, beginning as Clark did. And you don't know. And then I still want to know, okay, I guess I don't know if I blinked or I was crying or something, but how did the baby end up in the future again?
Wormhole.
It's a temporal wormhole.
Did they not, like, traject it so to go straight to Earth?
I think something purposely happened there, and I'm not sure exactly why.
Maybe just to see Old Man Oliver.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because writing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we're going to talk about too.
Yeah,
because
okay.
writing.
So,
Because writing.
so Sean,
Okay,
how about
no.
you?
I think it's kind of obvious.
Was it Oliver?
It's Oliver.
It's Oliver.
It's
Yeah,
Oliver.
I bet it was.
It's Oliver. Yeah. I was speechless for the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
I didn't say much.
Did I see a glistening when I looked over, or was that my own eyes?
No, you saw tears.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
Tears. Yes, and I totally just did that motion with my fingers. I don't care. That was tears.
So mine was, and it might be a little surprising, might not be. Mine was Flash 90.
No,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was emotional
Oh, that one hurt.
because
The flashback.
that was such a great show.
It wasn't just that, but that was a show. When I was growing up, I watched it.
Oh yeah, it was
I never missed it, and to see them flash back to that episode with Tina when they're talking, and then come back and he just disintegrates, and you just realize that.
That's
Yeah, Monitor said the Flash dies in Crisis, but he didn't say which one. And then it just clicks in your head. How many times has Barry Allen from Earth 90 saved our Barry Allen from Earth 1?
Yeah.
And then he makes the ultimate sacrifice.
Oh.
And it's a character that,
Well, how many times
I
has he
loved.
saved him?
oh God.
Too much.
He
You
saved
can't
him from
count that.
the Speed Force.
No, I think you're thinking of Earth 3.
Oh.
Yeah,
the Jay
Earth
Garrick
90
guy.
didn't.
I think you're thinking of Jay Garrick
Yeah.
version because that's the one he's interacted with the most.
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Now,
He saved
now I
everybody.
don't know because they're played by the same actor, so it gets kind
Yeah,
of
it's
confusing
true.
with all the multiverse stuff.
I will say this though, how cool was it that he looked almost exactly the same
Oh, yeah.
20 years later in the suit than he did back in the 90s?
Oh, yeah.
It was so sick.
He aged like a fine wine.
Yeah.
He aged like a fine wine. Like
But
that was
that honestly was the
that was
most-
hard.
even a little above Oliver, and that's only because I remember as a kid watching the Flash TV show.
Yeah.
I do have a question about that though.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the newspaper set for the future, it is that Earth's Barry Allen that disappears. Like it's Earth 1's Barry Allen that disappears because he's not there for Iris and his kids.
Right.
So is he? Did
He
they
doesn't-
just rewrite that?
He
or
doesn't
did they just...
die. He vanishes in Crisis. It never really says that he dies.
Well, I wasn't. Yeah, but I thought he disappeared because
No.
of this.
Right.
Like
He disappears, but he's not dead because on an episode, on the last crossover, they had found the tape and let everybody listen to the tape of Barry Allen from the future,
yeah.
talking about how not to trust him.
Okay.
And they visited Barry Allen in the future before.
Yeah, I just like I don't know.
But that-
There's been so many time changes. I don't
Yeah,
know.
True,
anymore.
but the monitor even said, as the anti-monitor came in, he goes, nothing is happening like it's supposed to.
Yeah,
that too.
okay.
Just like
That too.
Oliver's death being what it was.
Yeah,
was
he
not
kept
what-
saying that's not what I saw. That's not what I saw.
Right.
Like,
Did anybody find it interesting how nobody could do anything to the guy and an electric arrow puts him on his knees?
Yes.
I found
yeah,
that really interesting.
that was.
Like, they couldn't do anything to him, and he shoots him with an electric arrow, and it puts him on one knee for him to sacrifice himself. And I'm like, how did that work?
Yeah, that was.
It's almost to go in a completely opposite direction, but to your point, the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer how he can stop all those missiles and everything, but he can get shot with a tranq dart. It kind of reminds me of the
Yeah.
same thing. I'm like, okay,
Distraction!
He sees Arrow aiming at him,
Yep.
and just nothing.
I think he was distracted by all the not Dementors. I'm sorry.
He was trying to get. Yeah,
Oliver
he was trying
leave.
to get Oliver to leave. So,
And Oliver just turned and went.
and the
Like I
fact
said, I
that he
think
couldn't
he was-
stop it was
yeah.
kind of strange.
Yeah.
Could have
to
been that
me.
he stretched his powers enough already, taking all the heroes back, and
But
also
again,
trying
writing.
to humans. Yeah, writing.
Yeah.
Again, right.
Writing. Amazing writing. It's good.
It was good writing.
Yes.
So, we still got 2 episodes left, but as of right now, how do you rate this in all of the crossovers so far? Is this your number 1?
This
So far.
this inches right above Earth X.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna have to see how these last 2.
Yeah.
If these last 2 episodes are as good as these good
They
as
need
these
to
first
stick the
3,
landing.
then I think it might top
Yeah.
like by a little bit. But Earth X was so good, but this one's shaping up just
Yeah,
to be.
I agree.
Definitely.
I'm kind of there with you, waiting to see, because we all still rant and rave, and we'll go back and watch Earth X
Yeah. Definitely.
probably once every couple of months.
Like,
That's how
hey,
much we love
it's
that
time
one.
for burgers. Put on Earth X.
Yeah,
Let's do this.
it's amazing.
Mhm.
Well, guys, I think that's about all we've got for the first 3. When the last 2 air in January, you can bet we will do another thing like this. We didn't really, Jen and I, maybe not as much as Jay, but we really wanted to just shoot from the hip right after we watched it. We didn't really want to collect our thoughts because
Wanted it to be raw, just so you guys
Yeah.
see, like, just see me crying.
I feel
guess.
like I give you a better reaction as I talk through it, because then I start thinking instead of trying to think and give you
Yeah.
something like that. Again, we hope that when the last 2 air, that we do a video like this again, where we're just gonna turn the camera on, just
Just go.
shoot, and just go from there and give you our thoughts. All right, guys. So before we wrap things up, is there any more questions? Last second thoughts? Oh, Jen
I have
has
a
a question. Okay.
Okay, so there's definitely a lot of things that I want to happen. So hopefully, like, some of it will happen. But I'm asking what you guys think. Do you guys have any like predictions, or maybe what you think might happen next? Sean?
I actually do have an interesting one that, as we've been talking, it just came in my head. I honestly think, because we've seen the title of the last episode of Arrow,
Mhm.
and I have a feeling that it's going to be like a remembrance of him, and I think he's going to be Spectre there in the room watching over it. I think that's my theory, at least, on what the last episode might be.
Chills, bro.
Oh,
That's what I'm
chills.
thinking.
Yeah.
So,
Chills.
but yeah, that's mine. So,
My last prediction. Now on the Triangle Talk, I already talked about my Winchester one, so go
Yeah.
back and watch that video if you want to see that one. My other one is, I am still sure we're gonna see Green Lantern. I just have some
Yeah.
weird feeling that the last 2 episodes we're gonna get a Green Lantern.
yeah, you can't make that one-liner that they made in Elseworlds.
Yeah.
John, I didn't recognize you without your ring. You can't give us that and not give us a Green Lantern. I might riot and throw that couch if we don't get Green Lantern.
I like this couch.
Alright, so that's Jay's. I think that's a really good one. So, Jenna, what are your predictions?
I think they're not gonna bring back all the worlds. I think they're only gonna bring back a handful of them. I mean, I get that this is supposed to be the Earth that they bring everybody just to have one Earth, but I do think they might bring back just a handful of them. And I really want to see, are the Paragons gonna have to sacrifice themselves, maybe? Because that would hurt me more than anything else. A couple of those ones, especially Kevin, which is not, his name's not Kevin in this one. His name is Kevin in Supernatural, but it's, what did they call him in this show? Cho?
Choi.
Choi?
Yeah.
They called him Choi in the show. I really like how he, like, his thing is humanity, and he is bringing his humanity to this group of superheroes and one supervillain. And I really want to see, like, is he going to be the one that says, hey, to bring back humanity, I might have to sacrifice myself, and we might all have to, and that's just, he's basically a normal, like, one of us who gets pulled into it, and I don't know how they're going to do that. I think they might have to bring back a world or two, though, because 80 billion people on one planet is just not sustainable.
I think if anything, they won't bring the worlds back, but they might bring some of the people back, and
Yeah.
who knows, they might just make Earth bigger.
I do have
On a science term, that doesn't work.
Well,
I do have a weird thing before we end this, and I'm gonna put this pondry out there to you guys.
Pondry.
How many Earths have we seen in this crossover? Like they went out to so many different ones. Basically, they're saying
There's an infinite amount.
right. Let us go back to Crisis on Earth X, where he specifically says there are 52 Earth, but there is a 53rd Earth. So how do we go from just 53 to infinite? I just find that little bit of writing.
Because it went all the way up to 666. Or it could have just been called that.
I
just
think
because
that's
it's closer to a
what
certain
that certain person knew. I think it was the the monitor that actually knew the real scope of things.
I think okay, yeah, that seems very fair.
That could just be him being like, well, there's 52 or 53 that I know of,
Yeah,
but the monitor come and be like, nah, bro.
there's yeah.
Hey, what was Earth of Tom Welling's Earth?
He
One
was
s-
86,
Oh, I
I
thought-
think.
so
I thought his
86.
was 163 and it just said Smallville underneath it. That was like in the 100s.
Nah, no, you might be right.
I counted 17 Earths is what I'm up to, is what I can remember.
That we saw.
Yeah, that we saw. We
were
saw
numbered.
17 different Earths.
Yeah, they were numbered.
But they were numbered, so I'm just trying to like. That's how many Earths we've seen. Oh, and then the one that got destroyed, that was
Yep.
73. That was Black Lightning's Earth, guys. Like.
Well, we didn't actually see that. You just saw him brought on to Earth 1.
No, like that was the one that got destroyed. Like that was the one that Lois was watching on the ship. It was
Oh, that's
73, and then Superman comes back and he's like, I couldn't save them. And then you see Black Lightning, and you were like, oh.
Yeah, that's true. Well, as you can see, this has just been an emotional roller coaster of 3 hours for us.
Yes.
So, guys, let us know in the comments what you thought of this, what you think of it so far. What are predictions that you have or things that you want to see for the final two, especially maybe towards Oliver and what you want to see there with the show ending. I think we're most curious just to see how people want Stephen and Mel to go out in this crossover. So that's all we got, guys. So we'll see you later. Have a good one.
Later.